Yeah, wow.
Tonight's match between MetroStars and Adelaide City is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. MetroStars would like to thank all of our sponsors for their support, with a special thanks to our diamond and silver sponsors. Music, Fooding and Landscape Supplies, Foodland, Beyond Bank Australia, TML Transport, Belgravia Apparel, Ray White Law, Grains and Packaging, Colourbox Press, Curvtech, Tony Mark, Transform Orthodontic Care, and Vehicle Hire. Spectators must never use violence in any form.
Okay, that's about 5 dB louder, so hopefully we'll be all right without the clipping. I'm still in the green, so. Yep. Cool. Failing that, I can always go into the PC settings to try maybe increase the line in level from there. Yeah, okay, if it was just slight, then we should be okay because yeah, I'll put you up 5 dB anyway on the mixer, so. Yeah, yeah, for sure. No worries. Yeah, sweet. Excellent. I'll mute myself then again, and yeah. Great, thank you. Cheers, bye. Welcome to round 4 of the REA National Premier League South Australia. We're counting down to MetroStars versus Adelaide City. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Simon Jimenez with you today, calling live from TK Shuttle Reserve. There's some extra excitement around this fixture tonight, so make sure you're here 2 minutes before kickoff to have a look at the starting squads. We'll catch you then.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in higher levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Welcome to round 4 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. At the start of every season when we get the fixtures, there's certain games that jump out, and this may be the most anticipated clash so far of this year. Last year's premiers and the team who represented South Australia on the national stage during the first Australian Championship faced a club desperate to return to the national stage. This is MetroStars versus Adelaide City. Simon Jimenez with you today, live from TK Shuttle Reserve. Well, tonight's visitors showed during their off-season that they were serious about claiming that top ladder spot and picking up some huge names. But MetroStars have shown over the last 3 campaigns that in-season consistency is what they do best. Tonight, under interim coach Adam Van Dommel, this is how MetroStars will be lining up. 2 changes made. Going out, Danatia Niakuru, and also coming out, Christian Satira with a minor injury complaint. Coming in, Thomas Visser, who is back at full fitness, and Renato Miyakawa with his first start for the MetroStars. Meanwhile, 2 changes made for Adelaide City by coach Vas Parhouse. Outcoming are Daniel Brissan and Giorgio Parhas. Incoming, captain Adelaide City, Nicholas Bucco, and the feared striker Asad Kasumovic. Of course, Dominic Costanzo's in the lineup as well. He's back at TK Shuttle Reserve after he was instrumental here during the Australian Championship last year when he visited with West's Apia. Our officials tonight, Dennis Palusage, assisted by Henry Day and Ben Rogers. Before we get underway here, a good time to recap some of the earlier results from today. Been upsets. There's been some big scorelines, and there's been a little bit of ladder movement as well. It all started last night with West Torrens Bacalla getting a 2-1 win against FK Beograd thanks to a late goal. Adelaide Comets fouled at home and they are still pointless at the moment. They lost 1-0 to Adelaide United Youth. Earlier today, West Adelaide travelled to Regency Park and got a 2-1 win against Croydon. Campbelltown getting a 2-1 win against the team that started the round of the ladder, 2-1. But the biggest demolition of this round was Sturt Lions travelling away to Para Hills and getting a 5-0 win. making it 2 5-0 defeats to the Para Hills Knights. And of course, we will end it all here tonight. Round 4, MetroStars versus Adelaide City. Sun setting over TK Shuttle Reserve. With that, we are ready to get underway. Time to have a quick look at the ladder as it stands before this final clash plays out. On top, West Torrens Bacalla with 10 points to their name. Number 2, Sturt Lions with 9 after their big win today. Playford City sitting in 3rd spot at the moment on 9 points. Adelaide City in 4th spot. So with 3 points tonight, they can tie up top spot with West Torrens Bacalla on equal points. FK Beergrad on 6, as are West Adelaide, Campbelltown and MetroStars. So with a win tonight, MetroStars can tie up for as high as the 2nd, 3rd, 4th spots. And below them, Adelaide United Youth, Croydon, Para Hills and Adelaide Comets, the latter of the two mentioned in that relegation zone. It is still early days yet. The officials keen to get this underway at TK Shuttle Reserve. Dennis Palisage, Henry Day and Ben Rogers. As we mentioned at the top, a couple of changes for MetroStars. Tanati and Niankuru and Christian Satira coming out of the squad. Thomas Visser and Renato Miyakawa coming into the squad. Will be the first start in MetroStars colours for Miyakawa. Interestingly, is that Noah McNamara comes off suspension, but he'll be starting from the bench today. Lionel Huatira working hard over the last couple of years and not playing a whole lot, impressing in his last 2 outings. And for that, he gets the start. So he'll be lining up in the centre-back pairing alongside Jackson Fortunato. Adelaide City, a team with so much expectations built around them over the off-season. They've picked up a lot of quality. They've got a lot of depth, a lot of attacking presence. And if you had to pick 2 teams for competing for that top spot on the RAA NPLSA ladder, it'll probably be these 2 sides as we get back underway. Goes all the way back to John Hall. This will be a Jackson Walls throw-in. Jesse Francesca. Andre Carl cutting in the inside, but it goes out. Nice little crowd building it. TK Shuttle Reserve. It is a bit of a late crowd today. And here come Adelaide City. Dominic Costanzo presenting. He just tripped over his own feet there. And Asad Kasumovic was happy to have a bit of a go on his own. Strike chooses the short option in Hamish Gout. Here's Lionel Muhitira, the newly favoured centre back. Under some pressure by Noah Smith, and looks like Yuki Kitano is ground, and Dennis Palisage frantically blowing his whistle. A yellow card has been shown at this early stage. Just waiting on the spare ball, and we'll get back underway. This will be Yared Abatu that will take the free kick. Bradley Corbo just catches a deflection from Visser. Kitano, he's up on his feet and he does a hurried little ball up front. Cody Ostrike will deal with this. Francesca taking on Patrick Carachia, player who notched up 200 games a couple of weeks ago against his former club Croydon. And it's a fast and frantic start to proceedings here, and you could probably hear both benches already up and about. Hamish Gow. Low strike. Finds Fortunato. He picks out captain Jackson Walls. Now here come MetroStars on the run. Visser's to his far left. He's got Carl in the middle, and Walls decided to go for a run on his own, but he gets sort of clipped on the way in, but a little bit of an appeal for a free kick. Nothing forthcoming. Quite the pace we've started at, and Vizzy's now in a foot race with Dominic Costanzo. The victor, Vizzy, on this occasion. One of the players brought in is Samuel Vizzy in the off-season. Formerly of Brunswick City and Kingston City. He's also played games in Argentina too, so some experience that will be hugely valuable for MetroStars throughout this campaign. Francesca manages to clear. Andre Carlin, he finds Cittadini to his right. Enforcements flooding forward for MetroStars. And John Hall's got that covered as he comes just outside of the 18-yard box. Shot from long range. Renato Miyakawa, the incoming player, trying his luck from distance. Bounces hard off Vizzy, and it's quite a frantic pace that we've started off proceedings with. Things going back and forth, and Muhitira comes out of defence to try advance. He's Gow. Back to Vizzy. And he'll start to build up again, and what a sprint on Asad Kasumovicelli trying to mount the pressure. You can see the level of intensity that both of these teams have brought at this early stage. Carachia v Francesca now. Noah Smith getting involved, as is Michael Cittadini. Francesca finds Miyakawa. This is gesturing for it on the far side. He chooses Cittadini a little bit closer. He's got Carl in the middle, and another challenge. This time it's Cittadini that went to ground, but play continues. Another appeal to Dennis Palisage. The MetroStars bench says there is no advantage. Long ball forward. Vizzy picks it up and he trips over. It's a little bit of a spill. Costanzo would have loved to have claimed that and made the most, but it's dealt with in the end. Francesca. Walls. Sends it high and short, and it's Abichu that gets the head to it, but now Hamish Gow on the clean-up crew. Vizzy, now he's found Vizza. Back to Vizzy, but he wasn't happy with the ball. Still a little bit of complaint coming from the MetroStars bench in particular. Not happy with that early lack of whistle. Now it's Booker versus Carl, and Booker gets ahead to it, but it's still MetroStars out of advance. Comes off of Viz's shoulder. Carl uses his physicality to claim it. Now it's with Cittadini with numbers coming forward. He decides to centre it rather than cross. Vizza v Costanzo. Coming forward with such aggression is Costanzo. He didn't quite manage to get it to Kitano. In fairness, it seems like Kitano was a little bit tied up with Muhitira. Seemed like he was perhaps a little bit content to have that battle rather than try work his way into space. Vizzy finds Vissa. Takes a deflection off Corbo, ends up with Francesca. Been treated to quite a bit of action thus far. Now on the charge are MetroStars again. Here's Renato Miyakawa. Vizzy decides to take on Costanzo. He picks out Vizza. Centering balls. Looking for Miyakawa, but he didn't fight hugely aggressively for it. Now it's Adelaide City on the charge again. Larry Latanzio picking out Costanzo, and Fortunato's called to action to clear. Hamish Gow getting the physical pressure applied by Kitano. And no signs of things slowing down here. What a start it's been so far. Carl managed to get it past Abichu, but the final ball to Miyakawa wasn't quite good enough. Now John Hall, sporting the cap, will take the short option in Noah Smith. Abichu, he's on the run, he's got a bit of space. He picks out Kasumovic. He finds Costanzo, centres the ball, Kitano! Save by Cody Ostrike. The first real chance of this match so far. Looked real threatening. Cody Ostrike doing the business. As Hamish Gow sends a really long, terrific ball to Cittadini, who takes it right on his right foot. Decides to run it into the middle and picks out Miyakawa. Jackson Walls taking on Noah Smith. Noah Smith came to Adelaide City throughout last year's season, midway through. Spent time in a heap of different A-League setups. As Costanzo drives through the middle, he's got Kitano on one side and he had Lynch on the other. MetroStars getting the job done and stopping it again, and they'll quickly go on the attack, no doubt. Vizza, he's got Francesca who he chooses. Walls is on the right-hand side. Cittadini again goes back to Vizza, who's on his opposite side now. Final touch looked like it caught a deflection en route to Michael Cittadini in a shot. Very opportunistically taken from long range, but it's well wide in the end. Nine minutes gone on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. Simon Jimenez with you on the call today. We love a game that starts with quick pace, especially when it's prime time Saturday night viewing. Fortunato He's got Miyakawa calling for it long, but he chooses Francesca. Strike takes his time to assess his options. And he chooses Cittadini. He's just cut out at the last second. Now Walls just trying to deal with things and puts it out to safety. It'll be an Adelaide City throw-in. Carachia receives and gives it back. Now he's got it again. Kitsano. Nice ball to pick out Costanzo from Brad Corbo. But just cut out again. Dominic Costanzo, what a threat he looks to be tonight on that right-hand side as Vizzy goes for a run going the other way. He's got Nick Bucco in pursuit. Vizzy's got Carl and Miyakawa to choose from. He chooses Carl. He's just under some pressure from Abichu. Gow, he'll try from here. Perhaps on the wrong foot. Little chip in from Vizzy. He was looking for the head of Andre Carl, but didn't get there. It is the usual spot that Hamish Gow fancies his chances, just outside the 18-yard box. Decided in that instance to try it and carry it a little bit closer, but ran into a little bit of traffic. Here's Miyakawa again. Chooses Francesca to receive. Here's Cittadini. Cross comes off, but just falls to the hands of John Hall. John Hall's probably almost ready to ditch the hat, we think. It is a little bit difficult staring into the sun from his position, but that has come down now, and it's a beautiful night. TK Shuttle Reserve. Corbo chooses the short option in Kasumovic. Mihitira. He goes long to the safety of Cittadini. He finds Hamish Gow, who uncharacteristically, a little bit of a heavy touch on it. Now Cittadini's on his opposite wing and got a little bit of space. He's got Captain Adelaide City, Nicholas Bucco, in front of him. Visser in support. Decided to go straight through traffic, but he's stopped thanks to Carachia and Bucco. Laurie Latanzio, who's playing his 100th game tonight in SA competition. Coming in to defend that. Now here's Gow from distance. Falls to the header. Goal! And we're off the mark. The ever reliable in that sort of position, Andre Carl using his head. And in the 13th minute, we are off the mark. Well, it seemed inevitable when we have that sort of pace of start. You expect to see goals early, and that's exactly what we've had. In all fairness, it could have come from either side, but it's the home team, MetroStars, that do the business. Celebration from Andre Carl, he likes it. It is 1-0 up to MetroStars in the Derby de l'Est, as it has been dubbed. The Derby of the East, two neighbouring clubs, home of Adelaide City, probably only a couple of kilometres to the north of where we are at the moment. Two clubs with a shared, I guess, lineage, both Italian clubs. Adelaide City certainly have the longer history out of the two. By the time MetroStars burst onto the scene in Federation competition, Adelaide City had already had a very long tenure in national competition, but two hugely motivated clubs to appear on the world stage, on the national stage again, rather, as Visser cuts in, just manages to keep it in, cuts into Miyakawa, probably a little bit slow off his feet, but still a little bit of a dangerous moment for Adelaide City as Carl picks it up. He's looking for options. He chooses Cittadini, who swings. Francesca picks out Visser. Hamish Gow's calling for it. He's on the edge of the 18-yard box. John Hall gets his safe hands to it. Lays it to the feet of Nicholas Bucco, the Adelaide City veteran, the captain, Mr. Adelaide City. Every club's got a Mr. followed by their club name. No doubt that Bucco's the worthy placeholder for this club. Francesca finds Gow. He's got some space in front of him. You don't want to give him too much here. Slots it through to Carl. Little bit of a mistouch initially. Francesca hits it from range. A little bit too high. Well, the action continues at TK Shutter Reserve. Fast and furious, just the way we like it. For the supporters that have chosen to check this game out rather than stay home and watch the Matildas, they've had plenty of action thus far. That particular part of the crowd's had a couple of touches already as Vizzy patiently waits for the ball. 16 minutes in this fixture in round 4 of the RA8 National Premier League South Australia. Why not chat to a local who backs you and your team? It's better to be a member with RAA, and we thank them for their support as naming the right sponsor of this competition. Visser goes, attempted to go back to Vizzy, goes out via the foot of Costanzo. Fortunato goes up for the ball and wins, but eventually it falls to Carachia. He finds Costanzo. He picks out Kasumovic. Quick look up and he finds Carachia. Goes back to captain Nicholas Bucco. He attempted like he was looking for Laurie Latanzio. It's down on the far side. Now Laurie Latanzio's got it, centres it. Fortunato goes to ground right, desperately clearing. Haven't had a lot of time to talk about the run of these two teams into tonight. But at the start of the round, MetroStars in 6th spot, Adelaide City in 2nd spot. That has changed a little bit as far as the live ladder scenario goes, but both teams go into this match with 2 wins. Adelaide City, though, 1 point in front, thanks to their draw last week against Adelaide United Youth. Last week, MetroStars getting their round 3 win against Sturt Lions. 13th minute goal, courtesy of Donatia Niankuru, who's not part of the starting 11 tonight. For Adelaide City, they went down in the 38th minute due to Alex Battistella, who ended up getting a brace. Laurie Latanzio with a brief touch. Noah Smith fighting through some traffic, and it's Fortunato who clears it again. And Cittadini on the run. He's got Francesca and Carl a little bit further on. He chooses the short option. Mia Carl's come to support. And here's captain MetroStars, Jackson Walls, who run deep and try to cross. Or rather chooses Francesca. Gow was presenting in a spot that he loves to shoot from. And MetroStars eventually spill due to the pressure from Adelaide City, and now they're charging forward, and Cody Ostrike comes out very confidently, commandingly, and clears the danger. Asad Kasumovic was sniffing around, wanting to get a touch on that, and end up beyond Ostrike and in front of an open goal. Not to be. Asad Kasumovic, one of the big pickups of note from Adelaide City during the off-season. He was red carded in round 1. He hails from Oakley Cannons in the NPL Victoria, arguably the strongest state-based federation in the country. They can certainly argue that one of their teams won the Australian Championship. That team did an absolute demolition job against MetroStars and went on to win the whole thing during that aforementioned competition. Latanzio. He finds Catano just under a little bit too much pressure, and Gow comes in to do clean-up. Sends it long down the line, but just goes to Abichu to the other side. Bradley Corbo, another one of those pickups for Adelaide City. And he goes to another one in Dominic Costanzo. Kasumovic battling to get past Muhitira's. Cody Ostrike clears again. Buko flicks it on and he finds it to the feet of Bradley Corbo. He's asking for options. He chose the captain. Now we're going the other way. Miyakawa just a little bit with a touch, but it'll work well. Here's Andre Carl. Tried to control it and just put himself away from the pressure applied by Noah Smith. Now this will be a corner kick. Captain MetroStar, well, throw-in rather. Stand corrected. Walls opts to go all the way back to Fortunato. It's been a pretty fast start to the game, and now MetroStars just taking a moment to compose themselves and dictate things a little bit. Muhitira picks Visser, but Visser is under a lot of pressure from Corbo. Now it's Visser v Buko, but Buko gets away. Tried to find either Catano or it was Laurie Latanzio. Didn't get there. Now Buko gets a bit of a knock from Visser, and Dennis Palisage is going to give someone a talking to. Looks like it's going to be the MetroStars bench. Palisage just letting the MetroStars bench know who's in charge of this game. Terence Lynch, he sends it long, attempt to get into the path of Catano, but he had a big Jackson Fortunato-shaped central defender in his way. Karachir just tries to get it beyond Gow. It's interesting to see those two players next to each other, Karachir and Gow. They're sort of similar in the, I guess, immediate appearance-wise, just the way, how aggressive they are, how quick they are, how they tend to scurry around and just create headaches for the opposition. Gow. Carl just getting some well-timed contact from Abichu, and that was a late challenge from Andre Carl. Now, Palisage has some thinking to do. Perhaps a little bit of a reactive challenge. The Adelaide City bench would have liked to have seen a little bit more, and now they're getting told what's what. Well, the main official. Lynch sends it long once more. This time he's got Corbo wanting to receive it. Goes back to Kasumovic, who chooses Costanzo. Centres it to Corbo, who goes to ground, and Costanzo puts it back into a bit of a hot zone there with Catano waiting. Francesca got the touch and it's eventually cleared. Now Carr with a nice flick to Visser. He's going to go for a run here. He's got Miyakawa in the middle, who he finds. Chance to wind up for the Japanese. Chittadini in support. And John Hall does the goods with the save. A rapid build-up from MetroStars. What a way they just adapted. It was Visser in a little bit of space and adapted with the oncoming. I thought it might have been Miyakawa's first goal for MetroStars to coincide with his first start. One goal each for 5 different MetroStars players so far this season. The leader, standout of Adelaide City, Catano with 3. John Hall clears it, and now Corbo gets it out of danger. As MetroStars come to claim, looks like it will be a corner kick. Samuel Vizzi will be the one to take it. No, it will in fact be a throw in. Let's see if he's got some length on this throw. They've been favoured so far this year in this competition and others. As Kitano gets ahead to it, Benfresca manages to keep control for MetroStars. Walls finds Cittadini. Tried to take on Noah Smith, but a bit of an unfortunately timed slip from him. Superb night at TK Shuttle Reserve. Standalone fixture in the RAA NPLSA. Counting down to Easter as well. That's going to be a jam-packed fixture. Coincides with the Australian Cup next elimination round. And one game that a lot of people are going to be watching is the replay of last year's RAA NPLSA Grand Final between MetroStars and Croydon. But if you want to check out all of the exciting Easter action, and jump onto the FSA website. Costanzo against Vizzy. Vizzy's just holding off. Worked himself into a little bit of space now. Costanzo as Kasumovic goes to ground just inside the 18-yard box. There was a little bit of a yell from the MetroStars bench, but Adelaide City, they won it and played in again and initially cut off, but they're not out of danger yet. Costanzo once again trying to open up a little bit of space. They clear it, and then Francesca eventually says, let's deal with this. Ends up with Carl though, so they'll try to mount an attack here. Visser. Carl, quick head check, and he leaves it for Francesca. Plays it into Carl, who didn't get the initial touch he would have liked, so denied the opportunity. But Visser continues to fight with Adelaide City captain Nicholas Bucco. Now it's Hamish Gow. Afforded a little bit more time to look around and assess his options. Mia Carl was calling for it in the middle, but chooses Cittadini. Composed on the ball, and he works himself into a little bit more space. Visser, it's on his non-favoured right foot at the moment. Cittadini, Carl does well to evade Noah Smith, but Laurie Latanzio comes into support as the cross comes in from Walls. Cittadini tried to get a foot, but it's Carriage here for Adelaide City. That clears, but only as far as Francesca, who have a shot from range. It's low, and ultimately just to the hands of John Hall. This incredible pace that we've seen this game start with just continuing. Francesca under too much pressure from both Carrichier and Laurie Latanzio. Whoa, let's take a deep breath. 28 minutes on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. MetroStars back on the attack again. We'll see some stats in front of you when we hit the 30-minute mark. Possession isn't one of them, but I think at least over the last 10 minutes or so, MetroStars are probably inching away in those stakes. Hamish Gow got a good firm knock from Nicholas Bucco. Mind me for going silent for a second, merely listening in on the conversation happening between Dennis Palisage and thought it was initially the MetroStars bench, but I believe it's Dominic Costanzo. MetroStars, long ball in from Fortunato. Looked like it was going to fall well to Carl, if not for Noah Smith's airtime to get into the way, in the way of it. Walls, Cittadini linking up. Now it's with Francesca. Walls goes back now. Fortunato will assess his options. Goes right down the guts to Miyakawa. Nice flick from Francesca, and he finds Cittadini in a little bit of space. Walls to Fortunato again. Little look up from Mohitira before he receives it, because he may go long. Once again, choose to go straight down the middle, and he finds Francesca. Now Walls finally goes long. He wants to find Miyakawa, and he will get to it. Little chip over the top of John Hall, but it's wide. Well, right on time. We're about to see the shot stats in front of us. There it is. 5 to MetroStars, 3 to Adelaide City. 4 on target to MetroStars, just 1 to Adelaide City. And in terms of the run of play, certainly gone the favour of MetroStars over the last 5 minutes or so. Fouls one's interesting, 3 committed by Adelaide City. The crowd's finding their voice behind John Hall now. Mohitira does well to come in and cut off Asad Kasumovic. They're really playing with some gusto and confidence in this last 10 minutes. MetroStars. There were certain games last season where they just dominated, and over the last 15 or so, they're just finding their rhythm under interim coach Adam Van Dommel. Although they did get the win last week against Lions, it was only 1-0, and that 13th minute goal from Tanati and Niankuru, they'd certainly be content with the 3 points, but perhaps would have wanted to score more throughout the afternoon as Cody Ostrike goes long. Visa just held off. Bradley Corbo, I think it was, lost his own feet. Gow finds Carl. What a presence he's been up front so far tonight. Vizzy, but now it's Vizza. Nicholas Bucco gets to it now. Catano and Adelaide City are on the charge. Dominic Costanzo will end up on the end of this. Jackson Walls just putting a halt to that and claiming the throw in. Fortunato. Francesca coming back to support the 2 centre backs again. Miyakawa, he chooses Vizzy, who picks out Visser. Corbo at full stretch to get a touch to it, and it looked like Visser was going to try and pick his pocket, but he didn't in the end. Goes all the way back to Hall. Whistle goes to call an end to that running race between Yuki Kitano and Jackson Fortunato. We are 32 minutes gone on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard. It has been a first half that is absolutely flown by. It is interesting talking about the results so far and where these two teams stand at the moment. It's something we're continually reminded of, as well as reminding ourselves we are only in round 4, but it is early on in the season where these build momentum. In a tough game like this, it's just so important to establish what the rest of the season's going to look like. Now here's Dom Costanzo on the run. He's got a lot of pace. Stops on a dime, gives it to Bucco. He's cut out by Walls. Strongly and confidently claims that. Now it's back MetroStars attacking again. Miyakawa. Francesca. Chittadini, a little bit more central than we're used to seeing him. Gow finds Visser. His left boot's good and he controls it first touch. He chooses Carl. Chittadini, he turns. He's got a right foot on him, but it's too flowed. Goes all the way back to Gow. And the MetroStars squad have just pressed further and further up. Even their centre-backs just on the edge of that attacking third. Francesca. So cool in possession high up the field at the moment. Visser finds Vizzy. Took a deflection from the City player, but ends up with Vizzy. Tried to barrel in and get a touch into it to centre it, but Adelaide City's Luis Latanzio doing an incredible job to get to it first. Now, John Hall just taking his time to clear this. It's felt a little bit like an onslaught over the last 15 minutes or so. So just trying to maybe dull the tempo of MetroStars. Francesca Tried to go straight through two players to Andre Carl, but they deal with it. Between Nicholas Bucco and Terence Lynch, I believe it was. Catano controls it on his chest. And somehow, again, MetroStars just find themselves there. In this instance, Adelaide City pick up possession again as Corbo comes in strongly. Karachir will take this quickly. He's looking for Catano, but Hamish Gow's head pops up once more. Carl gets it on his chest. Chittadini. He's on the run and he's got space as reinforcements arrive. He's just got to get past Smith. Shoots from range. John Hall does it again, and you think that'll be another shot on target stat for MetroStars for the first half. Now we're going back the other way again. Costanzo. Karachir. He's got the support of Lynch, but he chose Laurie Latanzio, but it didn't make as far as him. A little bit of a hurried clearance from MetroStars in that instance. Now Corbo can calmly pick out Karachir. And once again, Adelaide City have a moment here just to slow things down. Try regain control of the pace of which things are happening at the moment. Latanzio plays it to Bucco. Kusumovic charging through traffic, but he's dealt with by Chittadini. Still on the ground is Kusumovic. I don't think there's anything untoward, although Dennis Palisades just had a look over the shoulder. He may be clutching his nether regions, Kusumovic. Medic has been called out. Didn't get the best look at the contact there. It might in fact be the wrist / hand. Kusumovic. Did look like his hands were originally together and they went down, which is why I thought he copped it where the sun don't shine, but on second inspection it looks like, yeah, it is his left wrist that's getting worked on at the moment. So both teams returning to the bench at the moment. Vas Parhas will be just willing his team on to try get the game back on their terms. For MetroStars at the moment, looks like all pats on the back and well done and keep going. 37 minutes gone. If you want to make 45 minutes pass quickly, having the box seat of this game is one way to do it. Meanwhile, Kusumovic is still getting a little bit of attention. He has got some tape around that wrist. Can't recall if he had that before the game started. I'm inclined to say that he did, so maybe an existing complaint, but I'd have to go back to the start of the game to see if he did have that taped up before things got going tonight. Captain Nick Bucco just getting some final instructions from Parhas. Kusumovic is still taking a moment, still holding his wrist before he's allowed back on. And now he does come back on as Cody Ostrike gets ready to take a goal kick. Not sure if it was a goal kick actually, because now there's a little bit of further conversation. Yep, eventually it is. Strike sends it really, really long. Slightly misjudged by players both in black and white and in red. Mohitira defending assertively against Kusumovic. Centered ball. Fortunato cuts it off. Here's Noah Smith. Plays it back to Lynch. Corbo. He's got time and space. He chooses Laurie Latanzio. Didn't quite manage to keep it in. stood strong there. Let's get a touch of that. Did Andre Carl against Lynch. That was running against the back of him with plenty of momentum. Speaking of momentum, Adelaide City coming forward with some. And that's one way to stop the momentum, is get that strong body position. And Wolves stopping one of those charging runs Dominic Costanzo was trying to build. Now free kick. And an interesting position for Adelaide City. There hasn't been a lot of clear-cut opportunity for Adelaide City as of yet. Can they get some joy from the set piece? Captain Nicholas Bucco will take. Players just around the penalty spot and beyond to come in. Bucco sends it into danger and scores it directly. And the crowd love it. Against the run of play, Captain Adelaide City to level terms. 42nd minute. We're all level just before half time. Well, MetroStars have been dominating general play. And what a way to make the most of the set piece, but score it directly for the Adelaide City captain. Now that might put a bit of wind in their sail. But Chittadini wins it. He's fending off Dominic Costanzo. Walls, he manages to keep it in. And they're running a little bit faster and harder. Adelaide City now, they've had a little bit of a sniff and things are on level terms once again. Hard bump from Laurie Latanzio. Adelaide City win it again. Laurie Latanzio picks out Catano. The flag goes up. Now, Dennis Palisage has his yellow card at the ready. He points to the MetroStars bench. Has been a couple of interactions already tonight. Now he's had enough. Closer and closer to half-time we go. Moitira finds Vizzy. It's Adelaide City on the charge. Once again, Karachir, Catano to Laurie Latanzio. He's assessing his options. Tried to go central to Kasumovic, but perhaps mishit on that instance. So that goal officially in the 44th minute for Nicholas Bucco. Walls, Chittadini, Francesca. Walls bombs it long, but finds Abichu. Hamish gets the second ball. And now Adelaide City just looking like they've built a little bit more confidence. Laurie Latanzio. Centered ball to find Catano. Here's Bucco. He may line it up again. Chooses to centre it. Laurie Latanzio got the foot to it, but maybe a little bit hurried, so. We're not too far away from half-time now at TK Shutter Reserve. So much first half action to unpack. And you expect that the second half, things aren't going to slow down a second. There goes the whistle. Dennis Palisage says, to the rooms we go. What a half. Started with breakneck speed. MetroStars eventually getting the momentum, dictating the speed of play. They managed to get on the board in the 13th minute, courtesy of Andre Carl, but late in the half, captain Nicholas Bookhope levelling things up as they head into the rooms. It's been a hell of a half, and I can't wait for the second one. Simon Jimenez joining you from TK Shuttle Reserve in this fixture in round 4 of the RAA NPLSA. Look forward to your company in the second half.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Everyone wants to win. You know, we're not here to make up the numbers. We've been around as a soccer club here at Plimpton for 20-25 years now. We're really happy to be in State League 2 South Division for 2026.
We want to be attractive to everyone because we want people to come here and play.
Yeah, really been focusing on getting the group together and really setting that expectation to be a team from day one.
From the players to the coaches, the committee members, it's all one big family.
It's going to be tough for all the opposition to play us. They don't know anything about us. We're a young squad, but we've really got good energy, a really good bunch of boys.
So it's a big club with over 300 players, and over 1,000 members. So we're a strong brand, and we need to back ourselves.
If you go out there and you're just going for the draw and you're playing against the top teams and you go, you can't compete against them, there's no point playing.
I think this club's ready to take anything on. I think it's ready to boom. I think senior level, junior level, mini roos, we've got a really strong supporter base, and I think we're going to see something really special coming to 2026.
I love refereeing because it's a challenge, you know, to go out to try and get the right decision, manage some of the egos or the personalities, knowing that you've got all these different types of people at play. And there's actually been a good life school as well. I started refereeing junior games on the Sunday. I was playing in senior football on the Saturday, so I felt like, you know, making some money. I think I was a decent player back then. You know, I could have stayed around and played senior football in NPL, but I decided to go refereeing, and I've got in the National League much quicker than if I was as a player. Probably wouldn't have made it as a player, to be honest. Just kind of never looked back and was happy to progress. But I think people should try refereeing. I think it's a great tool to realise, you know, how you can also contribute to part of the game. There's pathways. Definitely it can be a rewarding career.
Not sure which one will take it. It might be Baselli. No, it's Toriani. He's hit it well, and he's hit it into the corner. That's a cracking finish. And FK Beograd, somewhere against the line of play, have gone 1-0 up in the 6 minutes. I think they're coming to celebrate with us. And here is the corner on the far side. Konstadopoulos takes it. The wind takes it as well. And that's gone all the way in from the corner. Clear in. Goal from a corner. You don't see that very often, Theo. And FK Beograd go 3-0 up. Para Hills Knights in deep, deep trouble now.
The right boot of Samopoulos or the left boot of Karo Felix. It will be Samopoulos! Pumps it into the top left and completes the night of goal scoring.
I think something most people don't realise about being a referee is how rewarding it actually is, and like the amount of friends and mates you make along the way. Like, it's just a really great community. I was really nervous. I just got a random call up and I went out to the ground, but it was really great. Like, I had great support my first game, and it was really good to just be surrounded by people who did support me. I love officiating football because it's really rewarding, and like, it's a great way to be still a part of the game even if you aren't playing. I think my "this is why I do it" moment was last year, this year actually. I made my debut as an A-League official, and just being in front of like a big crowd was really cool to have experience, and it clicked in that moment. I was like, yeah, this is 100% why I do it. I have a great support system like here at FSA behind me. I would 100% say to someone who was thinking of becoming a referee to absolutely just go for it. Like, it's not as scary as you think it might be. Like, it's really, really, really good.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
You supported us on a Sunday, so come support us on a Saturday.
For Elizabeth Downs, it's a huge step up for the club. The club started in 1962, originally a school-based team, and as the club evolved, we needed some avenue for our juniors to start playing seniors, so we entered the South Australian Amateur League. From there we've just progressed, and over the last 10, 20 years we've had quite a successful period in the Amateur League, and now we're looking to extend that success.
We've had players play at the highest level, and we've also got a bunch of lads who have just been signed and have come through the ranks over the years who are 18, 19 years old, so it's a real good mixture of experience and youth, I think. Now there's just a perfect challenge, I think, to really build some more history and to get some more trophies over the line as well.
We're going to be difficult to break down, and certainly we'll have plenty of pace up front. We got plenty of good ball players in the middle of the park, getting those guys into the final third and getting them one-on-one to take on those defenders. Our expectations are that we're aiming for promotion and potentially winning the league.
When we hosted Metro here in the quarterfinals of the Cup, that night was absolutely booming. We would have had 2,000 people here playing against a Div 1 NPL side. It was just a magic night. We won on penalties, we come back from behind, it just had everything that game.
I think the one message we'd like to send is that we're not here to have a trial year or make up numbers. I think we're here to get promoted and to win it all.
The supporters that have supported us for the last 15 years of my career here, they played together. If that doesn't describe what pride and passion is, playing together, supporting the club for 15 years, that's what we're about, and that's what I hope my team will be about in 10, 15 years when we all retire and watch the next generation.
Welcome back for the second half. It is MetroStars, Adelaide City in round 4 of the RA8 National Premier League South Australia. Simon Jimenez with you from TK Shuttle Reserve tonight. We saw plenty of action in the first half. A frantic start to proceedings, and in the 13th minute, it was Andre Carl that got his name on the score sheet first for MetroStars. You can see the stats there. Shots and shots on target favouring MetroStars. And fair to say the run of play favoured them as well, but in the 44th minute, Adelaide City captain Nicholas Bucco taking things into his own hands and scoring directly from the spot. And we are back underway now. MetroStars kick us back off. Fortunato finds the head of Miyakawa. Regardless of the scores being tied up, you still get the feeling that Vasparhas would have possibly had to do some readjustments with his Adelaide City side at half-time just to stop the momentum of MetroStars. Conversely, Metro would have been extremely impressed by what they showed. Here's a chance early. Kasumovic from distance delivers. 2-1 up for the visitors. And this is exactly the sort of start that they would have wanted coming out from the tunnel at half-time. Run of play is great, but when you convert, as Adelaide City just did, that's what it's all about. The score, 2-1, favouring the visitors. And now for the first time tonight, it's MetroStars that have to do the chasing. Jackson Walls taking the reins, willing his tee on. No time for heads down, time for MetroStars to respond. Oh, that ball's cut off by Laurie Latanzio. They're starting with some gusto in this second half, aren't they? Laurie Latanzio evading 3 Metro players, but Carl picks his pocket. But it's only to be momentarily as it goes out. Throw in taken down the line, but it's cut off. Adelaide City still on the charge, and Dominic Costanzo's found. He centres it, just breezes past the head of Latanzio. And now the away supporters have found their voice. The Derby de l'Est, as it was dubbed by Football SA. 2 neighbouring clubs, shared Italian heritage. And going into the season, it was these 2 teams who really set their sights most one-eyedly, I guess, compared to their opposition, who, in terms of wanting to compete on the national stage in the Australian Championship, was MetroStars that flew the flag for SA last year. But Adelaide City, no doubt, would love to get back on national stage. And here they come on the attack again. This time MetroStars stifle Visa v Corbo, but Vizzy ends up with it. Now Adelaide City win it back. They've got some real intensity since they came back out. Karachia manages to get to it before Mohitira. And they pick up possession again, but this time it's Francesca that manages to win the ball. And now MetroStars are going forward. Miyakawa wants it. He gets to it, but second. This will be a loose ball. A chance. Bobbles over the head of John Hall. There's a lot to unpack there. And now we've got a down Adelaide City player. So the ball went high. A little bit of hesitation from Hall. Miyakawa did get a touch to it. Hit the foot, bounced up off of it. And the City player then having to track back to make sure it wasn't going to head goalward. But now that player nursing a possible knock. The trainer hasn't been called on yet. Can't even quite get a look at who that player is. That looks like Terence Leach. That's nursing a bit of a knock, but he's on his feet and ready to go again. Gow wins the ball, spills though, but MetroStars end up with it again. Time now for MetroStars to regain some of the momentum that they had through the majority of the first half. But Adelaide City have other ideas as they charge forward. Gow manages to win it and pick out Vizzy. Mohitira leaves it for Ostrike. Gitano in hot pursuit of Ostrike, but he still manages to pinpoint Jackson Walls perfectly. Francesca. He picks out Vizza on the wide side. Well controlled off his chest. A shout for handball. Dennis Palisage waves it off. Vizza still in control. Now Vizzy has it and he's driving in. Picks out Francesca. Now here's Vizza. He's really dangerous off his left foot, which is the one he's played it to. Now here's Gow. He thought about crossing, but plays it back instead. Francesca. Vizza then to Vizzy. Now Miyakawa on the edge of the 18-yard box, but he's dispossessed cleanly. Miyakawa got in front of it. Captain Nicholas Bucco thought it was a handball. You do have the unintentional handball rule modification, I guess you could call it now. Without diving into specifics, and I'm certainly not the one to do that, the handball can be ruled unintentional, which means play does play on. Corner kick to come in by Francesca, falls short of the front post and eventually goes out. Looks like it'll be another corner kick. Cittadini presenting as a short option. Two hands in the air. I think this will be another long one. Front post just next to Carl. Looked like he was the intended target. Looks like Visser will do the... Looked like he was going to do the mopping up, but he will let it go out. It'll be a MetroStars throw in. So in the attacking third now, MetroStars, where they're a little bit more comfortable, but we've seen already how rapid Adelaide City can break and do damage. Do well to find Laurie Latanzio. He's under some pressure from Vizzy. And he opts to track back to Lynch via Corbo. Interestingly, John Hall's still got the hat on, even though it's night time now. Kasumovic with a long header to find Costanzo, but he ended up having to fight for it against Visser. Gow picks out Fortunato. MetroStars captain Jackson Walls cops a knock from Laurie Latanzi on the way through. Miyakawa outsmarted Abichu with that back heel, but now Miyakawa's gone to ground. Cittadini fights on. Gets the ball off to Francesca, just a little bit wayward. Gow gets a touch, but doesn't control, and now it's Adelaide City going the other way. Laurie Latanzio tempting fate there as it just breezes past the foot of Cittadini. Andre Carl goes across Lynch, and there was a clash of bodies there. Now it goes the other way. Ostrike calmly boots it away. Fights and gets past Francesca. And he picks out Costanzo. Gets past Vizzy and Gal. Just far enough to try send the ball goalward. Cittadini, but Costanzo's chasing him down. Miyakawa, he tried to be clever with the back heel again, but that time it's Carachia who stifles it, but they win it back. Now it's Metro on the march once more. Corbo considered trying to stop Vizzy, but possibly noticed that Vizzy was there in support. Francesca driving in. MetroStars just looking like they're asserting themselves a little bit more, but this game's very open at the moment. Laurie Latanzio loses it to Vizzy. Now MetroStars will slow things down, take stock, and Gow will pick out Vizzy. Vizzy drives it down the line. He managed to keep it despite the pressure from two players. He hasn't got the ball at his feet now, but still managing to advance somehow. Gow, he's got a little bit of clean air, and he chooses to go back to Fortunato. Jackson Walls is sneaking up the right-hand side in support. Gow tries to go central. It's Andre Carl's the intended target in a bit of a wrestling match with Lynch, and somehow John Hall ends up catching strays. Both teams now warming up. Approaching the half-hour mark. Or the 60-minute, the 1 hour mark rather. Miyakawa manages to pickpocket the City. Carl barreling through, but he's dispossessed. Muhitira catches that on the sole of his foot. Now it's Gow. Against the player that I called him his style sake before. Goes out, it'll be a MetroStars throw-in. Although the pace has dulled slightly compared to when both teams burst out of the gates at the start of this game, still got quite a fast and furious feel to it. Vizzy and Cittadini's calling for it on the opposite side. He chooses Francesca. Now it looks like MetroStars are just trying to assert their possession play. Walls plays it down the line to Cittadini. He plays it back to his captain, who looked like he got away with it after Carachia went to ground, and Adelaide City take the free kick quickly. MetroStars managed to make sure that they weren't caught by surprise with that. John Hall clears it long to try evade MetroStars pressing high. Francesca back to Gow, controls it off his head and finds Cittadini. He's dispossessed though. Now it's Adelaide City briefly on the move. Cittadini goes down the middle, uncorks it off his right foot, but not enough on it to trouble John Hall. If you hesitate calling this game, the ball's already going the other way. Bucco successfully managed to put into the path of Laurie Latanzio, who rockets it through for the cross, but doesn't find anyone on the end of it. Now it looks like we're going to have the first change just shy of the 60-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED display solutions. It's Patrick Cartier who makes way, and Daniel Brissan, actually a double change. Cartier making way for George Ahas, and it looks like Laurie Latanzio that will make way for Daniel Brissan. So the two players that both featured in the starting 11 last week that were omitted tonight coming on to make an impact for the final half hour or so. Some fresh energy for this last game to round out round 4 of the RAA NPLSA season. Remember to chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. Miyakawa. He tried to find Chittadini, but he finds Noah Smith. Costanzo, he picked out his captain, Nick Bucco, who plays it back to Yared Abatu. And now it's Adelaide City playing out from the back, dictating the speed of things. Lynch sends it long, and Kitano receives. Shot ball to find Brissan. Centred it, but only into, I think it was Marcanzini. Certainly wasn't Chittadini. I think it was Francesca. Now that he's a little bit closer to the commentary position. In terms of the live ladder situation, with a win, Adelaide City will claim top of the table as John Hall removes the hat to get a header off. Now he's off his line. But Adelaide City keep it, and Costanzo gets it off to Brissan, who sends it forward but to nobody. Just revisiting the ladder situation, as I said, if Adelaide City go away victorious tonight, they'll be on equal 10 points with West Torrens Bacala, but will go to the top of the ladder on goal difference. MetroStars, as it stands at the moment, will be in 8th if they take no points away. Still a lot of game to play out though. Hall hands it towards Dominic Costanzo. Now it's back to Yared Abatu. He's under pursuit from Miyakawa. Laurie Latanzio plays it back to Hall, who bombs it long. Now Kitano with some well-timed contact. Looked like he was away, but Dennis Palisage blows the whistle. He's getting a little bit of dispute from the Adelaide City bench. If you push someone in the back and you're not trying to win the ball, it's a free kick, is the words that Palisad said. A little bit of conversation about the rule book at the moment. Now, looks like we've got a change for MetroStars. Sneaky double change, in fact. Scott Nagel comes on with Samuel Vizzi making way for him, and Donati Niankuru has come on. I believe, no, as a matter of fact, I can't tell you who it is yet, but I'll confirmation of that for you shortly. I can tell you now, in fact, Renato Miyakawa comes off. Niankuru's been electric in his last couple of outings. He was a sole goal scorer last week as he gets past two players, centres it to Carl, and it's in! Donati Niankuru via Andre Carl. And it only takes less than a minute for the young Niankuru to make a difference, and now we are all tied up at TK Shutter. Well, I said when it happened, it seemed to happen very, very quickly, possibly a little bit sneakily. And MetroStars capitalise immediately. So that's 2 on the board now for Carl. 1 via the assist from Niankuru. He's just a strong physical presence up front, Andre Carl. And of course, we saw that physical presence because he scored a late one against MetroStars in the grand final last year to deny them the RAA NPLSA championship title. From a MetroStars perspective, better if he's part of their team. As Adelaide City come forward now, they want to respond quickly, but Mohitira cuts that out. He finds Visser, who possibly mistouches that initially, but they get it back and he gets it back again. He's got Chittadini for support, and that's a late challenge, but Dennis Palisades play on, and now Niankuru's got it. Niankuru versus Smith. Niankuru cuts in and he gets past Costanzo, but Smith with a nudge bit of a touch to it to clear it out of danger. Noah Smith, a lapse of concentration there for the moment. Looked like he was looking back to respond to something and dispossessed. And now MetroStars, Chittadini was looking for Carl, but a little bit of a miscommunication there possibly. So watch that matchup for the rest of today. Niankuru v Noah Smith. 2 players with a little bit of a tie to Central Coast Mariners. Niankuru, I believe, spent some time as part of their youth setup. And Noah Smith with a stint with Central Coast before coming across to Adelaide City. From what I've heard, most of his time there marred by injury, despite being rated for his skill. Walls takes it quickly and short to Gout. Managed to get it through the legs of Costanzo, but only as far as Smith. Now it's Adelaide City on the rebound. Mohitira well placed to get between that and Asad Kasumovic. Now it's Chittadini who decides to cut in. He was looking for Carl. Doesn't get there, but they keep the ball. Jackson Walls, he finds Niankuru. Will he try to get past 3 different players this time? No, he doesn't. He finds Gow instead. Ball from Gow to Carl. He'll try to get a touch off, but it's covered and it just dribbles through to the hands of John Hall. When you get a chance to play it to a one-on-one situation to Andre Carl, you may as well give it a go. As Adelaide City win it, Kitano, he finds Costanzo. Now he's got some time to line up Brissan. Plays it all the way back to Smith. It's Brissan again. He's got a little bit of space. Manages to pick out Bucco. Costanzo, he looked up, thought about it for a moment. It's back with Laurie Latanzio, who chooses to switch it back to the other side, and Adelaide City retreat all the way back to the defensive pairing of Lynch, Abichu. Now they'll try again on the other side. Bucco picks out Brissan in the middle, but he has his pocket picked, and MetroStars are going back forward again. Francesca puts it into the path of Carl. He's got his skates on, as has Visser in the middle to try lend a little bit of support. He goes to Francesca. Gow's in the middle, uncorks! 3 things are for sure. Death, Taxes, and Hamish Gow having a crack from outside the 18-yard box. He does just that, but that time it's sent just wide. This will be a free kick. Looks like Adelaide City are reading another substitution, but it won't happen before this corner plays out. See what Gow's left foot can do this time. Goes long and was looking for the head of Fortunato. Little toe poke from, can't quite tell who the player was in that instance. Did call John Hall to action, but not terribly troubled. As Bucco has a bit of time to assess his options. He was looking for Kasumovic, but Didn't aim it well enough. Bucco under some real physical attack from Andre Carl. He wins the free kick. Now here's that change for Adelaide City. Matthew Dorber will be coming on. Asad Kasumovic to make way. Like for like. Just so much attacking depth for Adelaide City at the moment, with the additions of Kasumovic, Costanzo. They've still got Francesco Scamizzi on the bench as well. But still safe to say that MetroStars perhaps dominating general play, but when Adelaide City break, they do it quickly. Bucco sends it long, and Cody Osterreich can afford to let that go out for a goal kick. The score 2-2 as we approach the 70-minute mark on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard. The away supporters trying to get a bit of a chant happening. Mohitira has got Cittadini down the line, but he chooses Andre Carl. Visser charging down the left-hand side. He'll cut it back in with his left. He goes to Cittadini. Probably mistouched it the first time and didn't set him up to line it up properly. Fortunato bombs it forward, but it'll just go out. Some treatment called for from the Adelaide City bench. And both teams just taking the chance to get a little bit of instruction. Just looking ahead to the schedule for both of these teams. Adelaide City have Adelaide Comets next week, and MetroStars Harrow Hills, two teams that are quite out of favour at the moment, but they can be dangerous situations to find yourselves in. Harrow Hills in 11th spot after a 5-0 win a little bit earlier today, and Comets suffering their 4th defeat last night. And then of course the week after that is Easter long weekend, which coincides with the Australia Cup. For these two teams, it's going to be a grand final rematch from last year. MetroStars travelling to Regency Park to face Croydon, who are a little bit out of form at the moment as well. And Adelaide City will host, well, they'll travel rather, to Adelaide Olympic. Now the last time those two teams faced off, it was when Adelaide City sealed Olympic's fate and sent them down to State League 1. But if you want to check out all the exciting Easter action, then jump onto the FSA website and check out the fixtures. Cittadini manages to just control it. Nagel back to Mohitira, who puts it all the way back to Osterreich. Adelaide City pursuing them at pace. You can see the injection of fresh energy with Brissan furiously chasing, making sure the centre-backs for Metro aren't comfortable. Francesca, he finds Donny Niankuru. Niankuru driving more central. That ball just put a little bit too far forward for Visser to get to. Now nominations are open at the moment as well for the 2026 Female Football Week Awards. So plenty to celebrate at the moment with regards to female football. Of course, we've got the Matildas playing for the Asian Cup tonight. We'll get back to that though, because Adelaide City are on the charge here. Not too concerned though. Now it looks like Francesco Scamitzi at some point has come on for Adelaide City. So I was mentioned their attacking depth before. More fresh legs in front for Adelaide City. MetroStars bench giving some frantic sounding instructions to Hamish Gow, who's going to repeat some instructions to Jesse Francesco. I wonder if that's in relation to that change made. Cittadini heads it to Visser. A little shove to give himself some space. Dorber just about managed to pick it from him though, but Visser ends up getting away with it to Gow, who cops a bit of a knock and goes to ground. Plenty of former teammates playing each other tonight. It's Scamitzi coming on for Adelaide City. He was a MetroStars junior. Scott Nagel coming off the bench for MetroStars as well. All him going the other way from Adelaide City to MetroStars. Matthew Dorbert, another sub for Adelaide City, also spent time with MetroStars. I could continue, but there's plenty of action happening right in front of us as they go to ground again, and a bit of an arm wrestle to get possession. It ends up being a free kick the way of MetroStars. And we're getting deeper and deeper into this game. Only about 15 minutes of regular time to go, and we're still tied up. I do feel like the goals haven't stopped coming for tonight. Just to recap, scoring open in the 13th minute, courtesy of Andre Carl's header. Bucco responding in the 44th minute with a direct free kick. Carl trying to deliver an assist this time. Just to go back to our goal recap, 46th minute, as soon as they came back on, that was Kasumovic that capitalised. Then in the 60th minute, Carl locking up his brace thanks to an assist from Donny Niankuru less than a minute after he came on. Now, Walls under a little bit of pressure. He utilises Niankuru. Walls again. He finds Francesca. Little chip to try and find Niankuru, and does manage to keep it in. Just locked into that corner at the moment by Adelaide City. Francesca now sends the cross in, but there's no one at the end of it. Adelaide City send it far long, but Cody Ostrak is there. Have the stats in front of us at the moment ago. This is an interesting one. 11 shots on target for MetroStars compared to 3 for Adelaide City. So a huge discrepancy in terms of those figures, but all locked up on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. Visser managed to touch it through to Cittadini. It was heading Andre Carwood in the middle. MetroStars win the throw-in. This one just inside their attacking third. Carl managed to give it to Cittadini. Managed to work a little bit of space on his right foot, but maybe a little bit of hesitation there letting him down. Visser plays it onto his trusty left. Sends it central, goes over John Hall, and Niankuru will keep it in play. Walls to Francesca. Has his pockets picked by Brissan. Now I've just noticed another teammate match-up as well. Well, not a direct match-up, but Francesco Scamitzi and Jesse Francesca, both formerly of Modbury Jets last year, now lining up for opposite teams. Visser, he's on the run. They managed to just get a touch to it. Adelaide City, and Dorber can clean up things. been almost 80 minutes that have absolutely flown through tonight. It's been brilliant viewing on FSA Leagues, and we love having your company there on YouTube. If you can't get to a local game near you, Francesca, he's assessing his options. He goes to Gow. Mahutira. Chittadini finds Visser. He picks out Nagel. He will send the cross in, but just finds the head as Yared Abatu. And it goes out, and it's a corner kick won by MetroStars. So Michael Chittadini once again the go-to guy for those deliveries from the left-hand corner off his right boot. Donini Nkuru's right in the goal face, and he looks severely undersized next to John Hall. Chittadini bombed it right into danger, but John Hall's comfortable enough to claim it. Buko to Dorba. Brissan. He finds Lynch. Weston, who's also found himself on with a sneaky sub. Brissan sends it long, but Mohitera is there to intercept. But Buko decides to send it back the other way. Just had a comment from one of my commentary colleagues enjoying the exciting reference to the Easter action coming up. Regardless of whether you think it's a clever pun or not, it will be an exciting round. So jump onto FSA and check out all the exciting Australia Cup action for the 4-day weekend. You won't regret it. John Hall persisting with that cap still. A little bit of a slip from Dorba, means he's dispossessed. Now he's Gow. Just fending off. And there's a little bit of a push and frustration from Giorgio Parhas, who ends up picking up a yellow card. He's pretty frustrated, but I don't think he's got too much to complain about that, to be honest. Chittadini assessing his options, decides to go through some white shirts. Chittadini hits the feet of Abatu. Now Adelaide City clear. The crowd giving a little bit of officiating advice to main official Dennis Palisage. Substitution for MetroStars. Andre Carl can call it a night after claiming his brace. And Binyam Kabidi coming on. He's a player that since coming across to MetroStars in the off-season hasn't made a terrible lot of appearances, but here he comes out to close out the final around about 7 or so minutes plus any time added. Francesca just manages to fend off his marker long enough, but now Adelaide City charging forward. That was brave from Ostrike to come out and claim that. Now he's sprinting back to his line. Chittadini managed to hold things up enough to make things relatively comfortable for MetroStars. We've had so much excitement throughout this game, but over the last 5 minutes or so, it's been starting to feel a little bit more like an arm wrestle. As the players just get a little bit more tired, things start to get a little bit more physical, but again, I think more goals are to come still. Niankuru takes on Weston, gets past him, centres it! Just goes past Francesca, who was waiting in the middle. Mohitira in a running race. There's some shirt pulling, but Skimitsi managed to get to it, although he has to track back. Prasan. And now reinforcements are arriving for MetroStars. Panicked a little bit and offloads it to Hamish Gow, who possibly with a heavy touch, and he had to try slide in to recontain that. And now it's Adelaide City back in possession. Weston to Costanzo. Thought he had Jackson Walls beaten there, but the MetroStars captain keeps it. Gow takes a moment, lines it up, sends it long to the path of Niankuru, who didn't get a chance to win it off Noah Smith because he went quickly back to the safety of John Hall. Now Adelaide City going back the other way again. Right when I said things were slowing down and becoming an arm wrestle, all of a sudden the speed picks up once more and we're out of our chair yet again. Jackson Walls will take a free kick as a result of offside. Fortunato assessing his options, and he chooses Kabidi, who didn't manage to get the touch on that to control it, but it won't matter anyway. Flag is up for offside. Worth revisiting the live ladder again because the situation has changed since last time we did check in with that. As we stand at the moment, equal points. We'll see Adelaide City and MetroStars sitting in number 4 and 5. That's when you weaponise commentators' curse and you make one call that it's all stitched up and then a goal comes immediately after. Be a MetroStars free kick. Binyam Kabidi controls it, tries to give him a little bit of time. Manages to evade that little trip. But Nicholas Bucco put himself in front of him, and now Adelaide City win it. Dominic Costanzo on the run, fighting with Hamish Gow, who wins it. Niankuru's calling for it, he finds it. Gow again. A poor ball in the end from Gow, trying to pick out Visser. Nagel tries to control it, but spills. Goes for the safety of the sideline. So going back to that ladder position, but only briefly because no doubt will be interrupted again. Adelaide City on 8 points, MetroStars on 7 points, if 1 point is taken by each of these sides. And who would have thought that after round 4 it would look like West Torrens, Bacalla, Sturt Lions and Playford City sitting in the top 3. Reason I say who would have thought is because West Torrens, Bacalla and Playford City only came up to NPL last year. And Sturt Lions coming up with the conclusion of last year's HPG Home State League 1 season. But it is very early days at the moment. All these teams have to play each other at least once to have a little bit of a better idea where we're at. And that was a bit of a clumsy link up between Abitu and John Hall, but they get away with it. Another corner for MetroStars. Their go-to target in the middle in Andre Carl isn't there, but Binyam Kabiti's a taller head that is made his way on. A little bit of discussion on who's going to receive it. We know Hamish Gow will take it left-footed in swinger. Completely fluffed that, but he gave me a bit of time to recover. It'll be a throw in now. The MetroStars. Just shy of 90 minutes now on the One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. 1 point each will seem like a fair outcome from this game, but as far as the spectators are concerned, would love to see a result. Won by Francesca, who tried to get a shot off. Now it's Gow. Plays it back to Fortunato, who finds Cittadini. Got Visser as an option floating into the middle, but he's being tightly marked. Cittadini finds Nagel, who crosses it, but doesn't land anywhere useful. Cittadini from distance, but Oliver Western and John Hall let that go out. It will be an Adelaide City goal kick. Getting closer and closer to the final whistle now. Been plenty of action, but we'd love to see a late winner from either of these sides at this point. Again, 13-minute goal from Andre Carl to open proceedings. 44th minute goal from Buko just before half-time. Kasumovic coming out from the tunnel at half-time and scoring in the 46th. Then Carl making it a brace thanks to his header and assist from Donny Niakuru less than a minute after coming on in the 60th minute. Quick check to the watch from Dennis Palisage. We are into injury time now. He's giving the hurry on. Smith sends it long. Costanzo next to Jackson Walls with the matching haircut. Not successful in winning it in a high position on that occasion. Walls sends it long down the line. Niankuru gets airborne but doesn't win it ahead of Western. Francesca tries to bomb it forward. Now he wins it. Trying to get through some traffic in Costanzo and Buko. Now Costanzo wins it and travels centrally. He'll go back to the safety of John Hall, and he sends it long now. He's got Dorber as the intended target, but Nagel gets to it. Dorber sends it down the line, hoping to get back to it himself, but it goes out. MetroStars throw in. Nagel sends it long down the line. Now it's Visser. Chance to make a late difference. And he's just had his pocket picked by Dominic Costanzo. This might be a last roll here. Nagel manages to find Kabiti, but he's dispossessed by Abitu. Now we're going back the other way. Once more, Dorber. Looked like he found Skamitsi, but an unfortunate slip. Donny Niankuru, first touch was the back heel. Now he's going to get past Ollie Weston. He's got Noah Smith in front of him as well. Managed to keep his feet, but leaves the ball behind. A very advanced throw in. Jackson Walls will look to take it quickly. He picks Kabidi, but he's caught waiting there as Noah Smith comes in to intercept. Now to be an Adelaide City throw in. Even better for Adelaide City. A free kick. John Hall seems content to take his time with this. Well, we said at the top of the broadcast, possibly one of the most anticipated fixtures so far this season, with the two teams who really want to challenge for that top Australian Championship spot. And as the final whistle goes, it ends with shared points. So let's have a quick look at the ladder. West Torrens Bacalla currently sitting on top with 10 points. Sturt Lions in second with 9. Playford City in third, also on 9. Adelaide City in number 4. MetroStars in number 5, 8 and 7 points respectively. And FK Beergrad rounding up the top 6 on 6 points. Recap the match. 13th minute, Andre Carl scoring off his head. Just before half-time, Nicholas Bucco converting from the free kick spot, doing it directly to tie things up 1-1. Then Adelaide City put their nose in front just after coming out from the tunnel, courtesy of Asad Kasumovic. And in the 60th minute, Andre Carl locking up his brace and scoring off his head again, thanks to the assist from Donny Niankuru. Pretty well matched in the first half. You could probably give the run of play overall to MetroStars, but Adelaide City so rapid and dangerous, breaking quickly, that MetroStars never looked completely safe this evening. Well, things are shaping up very interesting as we get closer to the quarter mark of this 2026 NPLSA season. And with that, round 4 comes to an end. It's been Simon Jimenez keeping you company from TK Shuttle Reserve. Look forward to your company on FSA Leagues next time. But for now, enjoy your night.